Joining me now to talk more about this situation in preparation for Thursday, former Commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Gil Kerlikowske. Thank you for your time this morning. I want to start with the Republicans' plan in the House set to vote this week on a border bill. If passed, it would continue construction on a border wall, add more agents at the border, impose stricter asylum rules. Anything about this plan move the needle?
No, not particularly. We know that walls and fences can be effective to a certain extent, but they certainly aren't effective in stopping the flow. I mean, quite frankly, America is the destination right now. Extending Title 42 under different rules could be somewhat helpful, but all you're really doing is kind of kicking the can down the road, and that is what Congress has done for now 30 years. I'm not expecting comprehensive immigration reform anytime soon.
Right, and kicking the can down the road, you also open the door to legal ramifications. This might get challenged in court.
Well, all of these things have been challenged on a regular basis by the ACLU, by a number of other immigration groups. What, of course, could happen is that eventually Congress does look at how can we address this comprehensively, but that just has not really occurred. And so all of this seems to fall on the back of Customs and Border Protection, mainly the Border Patrol. These numbers are not sustainable. The strain on the Border Patrol is quite evident. And when they're involved in dealing with so many encounters, they're not able to do their other job, which is stopping weapons flowing south, stopping fentanyl at times coming into the United States between the ports of entry, stopping cash that feeds the cartels from going back into Mexico. This is all taken away from these duties.
Right, and I would agree the cartels smell the vulnerability and they'll act upon it as this works itself out and however long that takes. One thing that doesn't get discussed very often, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this, is the structure of the Department of Homeland Security. I mean, what more needs to happen internally to address the numbers that we're seeing and the influx that's likely Thursday?
Well, Homeland Security, 20 years old, was founded all terrorism all the time based upon 9/11 attacks. The difficulty is that for the last 10 years, the focus has been on the border. So when we look at Europe and we look at the United Kingdom, they both have been addressing their problem of illegal migration through a very focused, narrow organization that is highly resourced. One is called Frontex in Europe. It's now, I think, one of the highest parts of the European Union budget. The other, defending the United Kingdom, it's an island. It's much easier than certainly the United States, but they have formed their UK border force. So it's really time, if Congress isn't going to address comprehensive immigration reform, it's really time that people look at this wide range of duties, from FEMA to protecting the president and Secret Service, et cetera, that all fall under DHS, and frankly, take away the focus on what has been the issue for the last decade, the border.
Right. And as I have spoken to mayors, particularly the mayor in El Paso, who just issued a state of emergency in his city, the other issue we have here is misinformation. He thinks that many of the migrants crossing think that the border is, and will be open for business. What more should the U.S. be doing with international partners to correct that misinformation and make sure that they understand the processes moving forward?
So we had a long history working with the State Department to put out a variety of messages in everything from bus placards to radio to newspapers, on and on and on in these other countries, mostly the 3 Central American countries, to counter the smugglers or the coyotes and what they were saying. And frankly, the United States has been very unsuccessful getting that message across. The smugglers are much more effective at getting their message across. And remember, under the Obama administration, we also opened up the fact that people could apply for asylum at a consular office within their own country. That wasn't particularly effective. People were still still coming to the United States.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.